We are going to learn about containers in this class. So this will be the biggest lesson you can ever learn, and it's our foundational class to getting started in designing websites in Elementor. So we are going to put a container in our canvas here, and they say the first thing you get on a container widget is layout, which is the container you can have the container layout, which can change from grid to flexbox. I use flexboxes. I rarely use grids. So we have the container with this box for full width. We are going to talk much about this when we talk about structure. You have what we call a minimum height, which you can specify that I want this rectangle minimum height, regardless of what content are in, to be around 618. You can delete to reset everything. So as you can see, we have some elements here. We have pixels, we have ems, we have rem, we have vh. I will talk about that comprehensively in another class. So I have items in the container. I can change this container to be directional, which is horizontal. I can make items to be vertical. I can make it row but reversed, and I can make it column but reversed. So in all this, I can justify the content. We talked about justification and alignment. So we have the start, we have the center, and we can have space between items, space around, and space evenly. We will see that in action. You can align item start, center, end, and stretch. We can have gaps between the items in either the row or the column, and we can wrap uh, either we don't wrap or we put elements to wrap uh, down. So we also have additional options here, overflow and HTML tag, which I rarely use. So let's go to the style. Style, you can go to background type. Background type, you can have it as, let's say, classic is the first option, where I can click on the color. So when I click on the global icon, these are already defined colors in the system where we will go to. So I can have it as that color, or I can manually just put a color that I like. I can say when someone hovers or just puts their mouse on this rectangle, I want it to change color to, let's say, this green. See, so that is how you do the classic. So you have the gradient. The gradient is a combination of two colors. You'll have color one and color two, and you can change the location from where you want the gradient to be or start. You can make it either linear or radial. You can change the angle of that gradient uh, so that it goes in SOA. So you can have a video here and a video link. Um, if you have a YouTube video and you want it to be part of this background, you can have it. You can change things to play once, play on mobile, privacy mode, such things. And you can even have a slideshow of photos in that container. So at the moment, let us just have it as an image and let us remove this hover thing. So if I just click here and I click here again, I don't get that hover icon. So I can have what we call a background overlay. A background overlay is like putting a color just beneath. Let us put this secondary such that you put it just beneath the background to increase contrast. Let's say you have an image which is hard to, which is very bright. You can darken it by putting, let's say, the black color here and just changing and playing with the opacity to reveal your main color. So that's what we call a background overlay. So we have a border. You can have a border is a line that goes around your item, which you can change its width. Okay, you can even change its color such that you have a line going round, and you can change its smoothness by uh, playing with the border radius. So you can make it double, you can make it dotted, you can make it dashed, or you can have that groove one. So basically, that's what when you do default, you don't get any border, and you can change the border radius of the whole container to be smooth. So you have a shape divider that you can have. Okay, you have mountains which you can put on top. Uh, all these are shape dividers that you can put at the top or the bottom. So also at the bottom, maybe you want to put some things here and there on the shape dividers. Now let's go to advanced. Advanced has got the layout, which is margin and padding. So let me just teach you about margin and padding. I have a margin and padding illustration here. Try to draw it in paint. So margin, if this is our canvas, the white, margin margins create a space between this element's border, okay, outside of it and your canvas. Okay, so that's a margin. Any space that is outside your element's border is a margin. So if I put another rectangle inside here, okay, or content inside, or text or anything inside this my rectangle, the distance between or the space between my element and the border of my rectangle here is what we call padding. In short, padding is space inside, margin is space outside. Now let us see that in action. I can say I want my right to have a margin of 46. Now, for me to do that, I must change my content width to full width so that I can really be able to harness that. So you can see I am changing and putting margins on my left. Okay, and that's why we are having that space. Okay, so let me put some content. Let me just put this content here. Let me just change its color, as we said. Let me change the color of our container because that's what we've dealt with, and to just return it to white. Okay, so if I want margin inside the content, I will play with the padding. If I want space between the content and margin, I'll play with the padding, and I will actually add, let's say, to the left, and you can see I have a padding changing to the left. So we have a line self, quite complex for now. We'll handle it somewhere. So we have the order. I can have the order of the nani, which is quite also not for this class. So we have the size, which is grow, shrink, and none. Okay, not for this class as well because these are some of the CSS flexbox property. If you've done the CSS flexbox property, you understand this. So I have the position. I have either absolute eh, and fixed. Okay, so we stopped using this because we went to responsive web design. So we have what we call Z index. Z index is just basically on the layering of layers. If I have the Z index of 100, it means that this widget of mine is at the the frontest position. If I have it at 10 or at 1, it's at the back. Okay, so if I am overlapping layers, these are very good things to use. So we have CSS ID, CSS classes, which I'm not supposed to show you right now. So we have display conditions that I can do for this container. If some conditions are met, display this. So I have what we call motion effects. Motion effects is basically changing how the image will get in. Like if I put fade left there, fade in right on the other side, I can make it slow, I can make it fast, such things. Okay. So there are quite a number here that you can try. So sticky means I can stick that container to the top or I can stick it to the bottom. It's used for mostly headers and footers. Uh, and I can transform, can rotate it if I want, can offset it, I can scale it, I can flip it horizontally such that my text is dark. I can flip it vertically. So basically, you can do a lot of um, transform effects. Responsive. If I don't want this thing on desktop, but I just want it on mobile and tablet, that is so much in order. I can do that. I can add it on desktop. If I want it on mobile, and I don't want it on tablet and desktop, I can actually just have it on mobile, as you can see. So it's hidden and on mobile, you can see it. Attributes, basically, I never used this custom attributes. And you can put custom CSS if you want to work with code. So that's basically all about containers.